The Savings Mindset: How to Keep More, Spend Less, and Live Better. Written by Ronnie Rowland. Published by Growth Literacy Lounge. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Warren Buffett. For most of us, saving money has always felt like a chore. It's something we should do, but never something we're excited about. We tell ourselves we'll start saving when we earn more, when life gets less expensive, or when we finally have enough to spare. But somehow, that day never comes. The truth is, saving money isn't about how much you earn, it's about how you think. It's about shifting from a spending mindset to a savings mindset. The difference between people who struggle financially and those who thrive isn't always their income. It's how they use their money. Some people make 6 figures and still live paycheck to paycheck. Others make far less but build financial security and freedom. The key? A mindset that prioritizes saving over mindless spending. But let's be clear, saving isn't about deprivation. This book isn't here to tell you to stop drinking coffee, never eat out, or give up everything fun. That's not a sustainable way to live. Instead, this book is about control. It's about helping you stop wasting money on things you don't care about so you can have more for the things that truly matter. Imagine waking up without financial stress. Imagine never worrying about a surprise bill, never feeling trapped in a job you hate, never hesitating before booking a trip or making a big life decision. That's what a savings mindset can do for you. The problem isn't that we don't want to save, it's that no one ever taught us how to do it in a way that feels rewarding. That's why this book exists. Inside, you'll learn practical, proven strategies to make saving effortless, automatic, and even fun. You'll learn how to break free from the habits that keep you stuck and finally take control of your money, once and for all. This is not a book about restriction. This is a book about freedom. And by the time you're done reading, you won't just have more money, you'll have more choices, more peace of mind, and more power over your financial future than ever before. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The number one money lie you've been told. Saving money is not about sacrifice. That's the lie we've been fed for years. We're told that in order to save, we have to cut back, live less, and deprive ourselves of the things we love. But here's the truth. Saving money isn't about saying no, it's about saying yes to what actually matters. Most of us don't struggle with saving because we lack money. We struggle because we've been conditioned to spend it the moment it lands in our hands. Think about it. The moment you get a paycheck, it feels like a ticking time bomb. The world around you is designed to make you part with it as quickly as possible. Advertisers, social media, retailers, and even your own bank are constantly nudging you to spend. It's not an accident. Companies understand human psychology better than we do. They know that spending is emotional, not logical. They use urgency, scarcity, and dopamine-triggering tactics to make buying irresistible. Limited time offer. Only 3 left in stock. Sale ends tonight. The goal? Make you feel like you're missing out if you don't spend right now. But here's the catch. They never tell you what you're gaining by keeping your money. When was the last time you regretted saving money? You probably can't think of a single time. But can you recall a time when you regretted spending? That impulse buy, that subscription you forgot about, that night out that wasn't worth it. We rarely regret the money we keep, yet we constantly regret the money we waste. The problem isn't that we don't make enough. It's that we've been trained to believe that money in our account is money waiting to be spent. We have to flip the script. What if saving was as exciting as spending? What if, instead of seeing money in your account as something to get rid of, you saw it as proof of your freedom? Because that's what saving really is. Every dollar saved is a step toward a life where you don't have to stress about bills, a life where you can walk away from a job you hate, a life where you have choices, not obligations. That's what money is for. Not just to buy things, but to buy freedom. The real reason most people struggle with saving is because they never define what they're saving for. They think of it as a vague idea, something responsible people do, but saving without a purpose feels empty. It feels like taking money away from something fun with no reward in sight. That's why most people fail. If you don't give your savings a reason, your brain will always default to spending. So here's your challenge: define your why. Why do you want to save? Is it for security, so you never have to live paycheck to paycheck again? Is it for freedom, so you can travel, retire early, or quit a job that drains you? Is it to build wealth, so you can give your family a better life? Whatever your reason, make it real. Write it down. Say it out loud. Turn it into something that excites you. Because here's the thing. Saving money isn't about cutting back. It's about taking control. It's about deciding that your money will work for you, not against you. And once you make that shift, saving becomes easy. It becomes second nature. You'll stop seeing it as a chore and start seeing it as an investment in your future. The biggest money lie is that saving equals sacrifice. But the truth is, saving equals freedom. And the sooner you embrace that, the sooner you take back control. Chapter 2. Why most people fail at saving and how you won't. Saving money isn't hard. What's hard is fighting against everything designed to make you spend it. Most people don't fail at saving because they're bad with money. They fail because they're trying to win a game that's rigged against them. The system is built to make spending easy and saving feel impossible. But once you understand how the game works, you can start playing to win. Think about what happens when you get paid. That moment should feel like freedom, but instead, it feels like a countdown. Bills, rent, groceries, and unexpected expenses are already lined up, waiting to take their share. Before you even get a chance to decide what to do with your money, it's already gone. And if there's anything left, the world is waiting to take that too. New sales, new ads, new reasons why you deserve to treat yourself. Saving isn't even part of the equation. It's not your fault. We live in a society that celebrates spending. Social media is full of people showing off new cars, designer clothes, and luxury vacations. Nobody brags about a growing savings account. The message is clear: money is meant to be spent, not saved. And because we want to fit in, we do the same, even if it means putting ourselves in financial stress, even if it means never having real security. Most people think the solution is willpower. They believe if they just try harder, if they resist temptation more, they'll finally start saving. But willpower is a losing strategy. It's like trying to hold your breath underwater. You can do it for a little while, but eventually you break. That's why traditional budgeting methods fail. They rely on you constantly making the right choice, even when everything around you is pulling you in the opposite direction. The real solution isn't trying harder. It's building systems that make saving automatic. When something is automatic, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to rely on discipline. It just happens. That's why people who set up automatic savings accounts save more than those who try to do it manually. The money moves before they ever see it, before they have a chance to spend it. Imagine if every time you got paid, a portion of your money went straight into savings, before you even touched it. Imagine if, instead of struggling to save, it just happened without effort. That's how wealth is built. Not through one big, dramatic financial decision, but through small, consistent habits that remove the need for willpower. Another reason people fail at saving is because they set unrealistic expectations. They go from saving nothing to trying to save half their paycheck overnight. It's like going from never working out to running a marathon. It doesn't work. The key is starting small. Save $5 a week if that's all you can do. What matters isn't the amount, it's the habit. Once saving becomes automatic, increasing it becomes easy. There's also the problem of mindset. Most people look at saving as something they have to do, rather than something they get to do. They see it as a punishment rather than a privilege, but every dollar you save is a step toward freedom. It's a step toward options. It's a step toward a life where you make choices based on what you want, not what you can afford. That's not a burden. That's power. If you've struggled to save in the past, it's not because you're bad with money. It's because you've been trying to fight a system designed to make you fail. But now you know the truth. You don't need more willpower. You need a better system. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. And once saving becomes effortless, you'll wonder how you ever lived any other way. Chapter 3. Pay yourself first. The easiest way to save without thinking. Most people save money backward. They pay their bills, cover their expenses, spend a little on themselves, and then, if anything is left, they save. But here's the truth: there's never anything left. If you wait until the end of the month to save, you'll always find a reason not to. The trick isn't to save what's left. The trick is to save first. paying yourself first means treating savings like a non-negotiable expense. Before you pay rent, before you buy groceries, before you do anything, you set aside a portion of your income for yourself. You make your future self the priority, not the afterthought. And once you start doing this, something surprising happens. You don't miss the money. Instead, you adjust. You naturally find ways to live on what's left, just like you do when a bill goes up or an unexpected expense hits. The only difference? This time, the money is working for you, not disappearing. Think about taxes. When you get a paycheck, the government automatically takes its cut before you even see the money. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to manually transfer it. It just happens. And because it's automatic, you never feel like you're losing money. Imagine if your savings worked the same way. Imagine if every time you got paid, a percentage went straight into savings before you even touched it. You wouldn't have to think about it. You wouldn't have to remember to do it. It would just happen. That's exactly how paying yourself first works. Setting it up is simple. Start by choosing a percentage of your income to save. It doesn't have to be a big number. Even 5% is enough to build the habit. Then, make it automatic. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account on the day you get paid. This way, the money is gone before you ever see it. No temptation, no decisions, no effort. If your employer offers direct deposit, take it a step further. Many companies allow you to split your paycheck between multiple accounts. Instead of having all your money go into checking, send a portion straight to savings. This removes you from the process entirely. The less you have to think about saving, the more successful you'll be. The key is consistency. It doesn't matter how much you save at first. What matters is making it a habit. Once it becomes automatic, increasing the amount is easy. And the best part? The sooner you start, the bigger the impact. Even small amounts add up over time. $100 a month may not seem like much, but in 10 years, with interest, it becomes a significant sum. The real power isn't in the amount, it's in the system. Some people resist this idea because they feel like they can't afford to save. But here's the thing: if you can afford to spend money on things you don't need, you can afford to save. The problem isn't lack of income. It's lack of priority. The truth is, you'll always find a way to make things work with the money you have. The only question is whether that money is working for you or against you. Paying yourself first is how you break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. It's how you stop waiting until someday to get serious about saving. It's how you build real financial security without having to rely on willpower. Because once saving happens automatically, you don't have to think about it. And when you don't have to think about it, you don't have to fail. Chapter 4. The Money Multiplier: How Small Changes Build Wealth. Most people think saving money requires big sacrifices. They believe they need to cut out everything fun, live on a strict budget, and give up things they enjoy. But real wealth isn't built by making one giant change. It's built by making small, consistent changes that add up over time. The secret to saving more isn't earning more or cutting out everything you love. It's learning how to make small adjustments that have a massive impact. Think about this: if you save just $5 a day, you'd have $1,825 at the end of the year. That might not seem like much, but over 10 years, that's $18,250, and that's without even investing it. If you put that money in a simple investment account earning a modest return, it could grow to tens of thousands more. That's the power of small habits. When you multiply tiny savings over time, they turn into something big. The problem is that most people underestimate small actions. If they can't save a huge amount right away, they assume it isn't worth it. But the key isn't saving a lot all at once, it's starting with what you can and letting momentum do the rest. The hardest part is getting started. Once you do, saving becomes easier, and increasing the amount feels natural. One way to multiply your savings is the 1% rule. Instead of making drastic budget cuts, commit to saving just 1% more of your income each month. If you're saving 5% now, make it 6% next month. The following month, bump it up to 7%. Over time, you'll be saving a significant portion of your income without feeling the pinch. Small, steady increases are painless but powerful. Another method is treating unexpected money as savings fuel. Most people spend every raise, bonus, or tax refund without thinking. They upgrade their lifestyle the moment they earn more. But what if, instead, you saved half of every raise? If you get a 5% raise, increase your savings by 2.5%. You still get to enjoy the extra income, but you also multiply your savings without sacrificing anything. The same strategy works for cutting expenses. You don't have to overhaul your budget overnight, just look for small leaks in your spending. Maybe you cut one unused subscription, switch to a cheaper phone plan, or eat out one less time per week. These minor tweaks might not feel like much, but over time they add up in a big way. A few dollars here and there may not seem important, but when you multiply them over months and years, they make a real difference. Automating your savings is another multiplier. When you manually transfer money to savings, it's easy to skip a month. But when it happens automatically, you don't have to think about it, it just happens. And because it happens in the background, you adjust to living on what's left. It's effortless growth. Most people believe building wealth is about making one big financial move. They think they need to land a high-paying job, start a business, or make a lucky investment. But real financial success is built on small, consistent habits. The difference between someone who saves and someone who doesn't isn't dramatic lifestyle changes. It's tiny daily choices that add up over time. The trick is to start now. Even if it's just a few dollars, even if it seems insignificant, even if it doesn't feel like it's making a difference. Because once you start, momentum kicks in, and when momentum kicks in, saving money becomes something you do naturally. It becomes a habit, and once it's a habit, you'll never have to worry about money again. Chapter 5. How to stop wasting money on things you don't care about. Most people don't realize how much money they waste. It's not the big purchases that drain their accounts, it's the small, mindless ones that add up over time. A few dollars here, a quick impulse buy there, a subscription that never gets used. These little leaks in your budget seem harmless, but over months and years, they silently steal thousands of dollars from your savings. The good news? You don't need to give up everything fun to save more. You just need to stop spending on things that don't actually make you happy. The easiest way to do this is with a spending audit. Take the last 3 months of your bank statements and look at where your money went. Be honest with yourself. How much of that spending actually improved your life? How much was forgotten the next day? Most people are shocked when they see how much money disappears on things they don't even care about. The goal isn't to make you feel guilty, it's to make you more intentional. The reason people waste money is simple: spending is easy. Companies have made it effortless to buy things without thinking. One-click checkouts, automatic subscriptions, and tap-to-pay systems remove friction. The faster you can spend, the less time you have to consider whether it's actually worth it. But once you slow down and start questioning each purchase, something shifts. You begin to see the difference between spending that adds value and spending that drains your wallet for no reason. One of the simplest ways to stop impulse buying is the 24-hour rule. Whenever you feel the urge to buy something, wait a full day before making the purchase. More often than not, the desire fades. That's because most impulse buys are emotional, not logical. Marketers know this. They use urgency to make you feel like you need to buy right now. But if you pause, you regain control. If after 24 hours you still want it, then it's likely something you truly value. Another trick is to think in hours, not dollars. Instead of seeing a $200 item as just a price tag, calculate how many hours of work it takes to afford it. If you make $20 an hour, that's 10 hours of your life. Ask yourself, is this purchase worth trading that much of your time? When you frame spending this way, it becomes clear what's worth it and what isn't. One of the biggest money leaks is subscriptions. Streaming services, apps, memberships, these small monthly charges add up fast. Many people have subscriptions they don't even use. Companies rely on this. They know once you sign up, you'll probably forget to cancel. That's why you need to check your recurring expenses regularly. If you haven't used something in the last month, cancel it. That money is better off in your savings than paying for something you don't need. Another major waste is lifestyle inflation. This happens when people start earning more and immediately increase their spending. Instead of saving their raise, they upgrade their car, move into a bigger apartment, or start dining out more often. Before they know it, their higher income doesn't make them feel any richer. It just funds a more expensive lifestyle. The trick is to pause before upgrading anything. Ask yourself, do I actually need this? Or is it just spending for the sake of spending? The key to saving more isn't cutting out everything fun. It's cutting out the spending that doesn't bring you real happiness. The best way to do this is by defining your joy index. Make a list of the things that genuinely bring you happiness and fulfillment. Then, cut out everything that doesn't make that list. This way, you're not depriving yourself, you're just redirecting your money toward things that actually matter. When you stop wasting money on things you don't care about, you free up cash for things that truly add value to your life. Saving becomes effortless, because you're no longer throwing money away. Instead of feeling like you're sacrificing, you feel like you're finally in control. Chapter 6: The 24-Hour Rule: How to Crush Impulse Spending. Impulse spending is one of the biggest reasons people struggle to save money. It's not the planned expenses that drain your account, it's the unexpected purchases, the little splurges, the things you buy in the moment without thinking. Marketers know exactly how to make you spend without hesitation. They use urgency, scarcity, and emotions to make purchases feel irresistible. The more you buy on impulse, the harder it becomes to control your finances. But there's a simple trick to stop this cycle: the 24-hour rule. The 24-hour rule is as simple as it sounds. Anytime you feel the urge to buy something that isn't essential, wait a full day before making the purchase. That's it. Just 24 hours. No matter how tempting the deal, no matter how much you feel like you need it in the moment, give yourself time. After a day, the emotional high of spending fades, and you can evaluate the purchase logically. Most of the time, you'll realize you don't actually need or even want the item anymore. Impulse buying is emotional, not logical. When you see something new and exciting, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that triggers pleasure and addiction. This rush makes spending feel good in the moment, but the excitement wears off quickly. That's why so many impulse purchases end up forgotten, unused, or even regretted. The 24-hour rule works because it forces your brain to move past the instant gratification phase and into rational thinking. Retailers use urgency to override this rational thinking. Limited time sales, countdown timers, and only a few left messages create artificial pressure to buy now. But the truth is, most sales come back. Most items are restocked. Most deals aren't as exclusive as they seem. Marketers create false scarcity to make you act fast before you have time to think. The 24-hour rule puts control back in your hands. It removes the urgency and allows you to make a decision based on what's best for you, not what's best for the retailer. A great way to apply this rule is by keeping a spending wish list. Instead of buying something immediately, write it down and revisit it later. If after a week you still want it, then it's likely something you truly value. But in most cases, the urge to buy will fade, and you'll be glad you waited. This habit not only saves money but also helps you become more intentional with your purchases. Impulse spending isn't just about small purchases, it can apply to big-ticket items as well. Many people make costly financial decisions on a whim, buying a new car, upgrading their phone, booking an expensive trip. These decisions feel exciting in the moment, but later they become financial burdens. By implementing the 24-hour rule for larger expenses, you can prevent impulse decisions that lead to long-term financial stress. This rule also works for online shopping, where impulse buying is at its peak. Companies make it as easy as possible to buy with just one click. The best way to combat this is by removing stored payment methods from your phone or browser. If you have to manually enter your card information every time, you create a small barrier that gives you a moment to reconsider. Sometimes, that extra step is enough to stop an unnecessary purchase. Another strategy is to set a personal spending limit. If a purchase is over a certain amount, force yourself to wait 24 hours before deciding. This threshold could be $20, $50, or even $100, whatever makes sense for your financial situation. Having a rule in place ensures that you're thinking through your spending instead of acting on impulse. The goal isn't to stop spending completely. It's to stop spending on things you don't actually need or truly want. The 24-hour rule helps you separate real wants from fleeting impulses. It trains your brain to approach spending more mindfully. Over time, it becomes second nature. You'll find yourself making smarter financial choices without even trying. Impulse spending is one of the biggest threats to saving, but it doesn't have to be. A simple 24-hour pause can be the difference between financial stress and financial control. It's a small habit with a big impact, and the more you use it, the stronger your savings mindset becomes. Chapter 7. The hidden costs draining your bank account. Most people think they know where their money goes. They track the big expenses, rent, groceries, car payments, but they overlook the silent money leaks that quietly drain their accounts. These hidden costs might seem small on their own, but over time they add up to thousands of wasted dollars. The worst part: many of these costs are completely avoidable. The key to saving more isn't always about cutting back on fun. It's about stopping the money you're losing without realizing it. One of the biggest hidden costs is banking fees. Many people assume fees are just a normal part of having a bank account, but they don't have to be. Monthly maintenance fees, overdraft charges, ATM withdrawal fees, and foreign transaction fees are all unnecessary expenses that eat away at your savings. The solution? Switch to a bank with no monthly fees, set up alerts to avoid overdrafts, and use only fee-free ATMs. Banks make billions from customers who don't pay attention to these charges. Don't let them take your money. Another major drain is subscription creep. It starts with a free trial that turns into a monthly charge, then, a gym membership you never use, a streaming service you forgot about, a magazine subscription you don't even read. On their own, these might only be $10 or $15 a month, but add them up, and you could be losing hundreds every year. The best way to stop this is by reviewing your bank statements every few months. Cancel anything you're not using. If you don't even notice it's gone, you didn't need it in the first place. Interest payments are another invisible thief. Credit card debt is the worst offender. Many people only pay the minimum balance each month, not realizing how much extra they're paying in interest. A $1,000 balance on a high-interest credit card could end up costing thousands if you only make minimum payments. The smartest move? Pay off your balance in full whenever possible. If you have debt, focus on paying it down aggressively. The faster you eliminate it, the more money you keep for yourself. Food waste is another unexpected expense. The average person throws away hundreds of dollars in uneaten groceries every year. Leftovers go bad, fresh produce gets forgotten, and impulse grocery buys never get used. The solution is simple: plan your meals, make a grocery list, and only buy what you know you'll eat. Avoid shopping when you're hungry. This leads to buying more than you need. Small changes in how you shop and store food can save you a surprising amount of money. Impulse spending on small daily purchases is another hidden cost. Coffee on the way to work. Snacks at the gas station, bottled water when you're out. These expenses don't seem like much, but they add up fast. Spending $5 a day on little things adds up to over $1,800 a year. That's money that could be working for you instead of disappearing on things you won't remember a week later. The trick isn't to cut out all small indulgences, but to be mindful of them. If something isn't bringing real value to your life, stop spending on it. Another sneaky expense is extended warranties. Stores push them hard, making you think you need extra protection for your purchases. But in most cases, they're not worth it. Many products come with built-in warranties, and credit cards often provide purchase protection. Instead of wasting money on unnecessary coverage, put that money into savings. If something does break, you'll already have the funds to replace it. The last hidden cost that drains your bank account is late fees. Whether it's a credit card bill, a utility payment, or a parking ticket, paying late almost always results in an extra charge. The solution is simple: automate your bills. Setting up automatic payments ensures you never forget a due date, saving you money and stress. If automation isn't an option, set reminders on your phone. A 5-second task can prevent unnecessary penalties. Stopping these hidden costs doesn't require drastic lifestyle changes. It just requires awareness. The money you save from cutting these small expenses can be redirected toward things that actually improve your life. By plugging these financial leaks, you gain more control over your money without feeling like you're sacrificing anything. And once you start seeing those savings add up, you'll never go back to letting your money slip away unnoticed. Chapter 8. Earn more without lifestyle creep. Most people assume that making more money will solve their financial problems. They believe that if they could just get a raise, switch to a higher paying job, or start a side hustle, saving money would be easy. But here's the truth: earning more doesn't automatically mean saving more. In fact, many people make more money than ever yet still struggle financially. Why? Because of lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep happens when your income increases, and instead of saving the extra money, you spend it. A raise leads to a nicer apartment. A bonus turns into a new gadget. A higher paycheck means more expensive restaurants, vacations, and upgrades. Before you know it, the extra income is gone, and you're living paycheck to paycheck again, just at a higher level. The cycle repeats, and financial stress never disappears. The key to breaking this cycle isn't just earning more, it's being intentional about what you do with that extra income. One of the best strategies is the 50-50 rule. Anytime you get a raise, a bonus, or unexpected money, save at least half and spend the rest however you want. This way, you still enjoy the benefits of your hard work, but you're also securing your financial future. If you follow this rule consistently, your savings will grow without you ever feeling deprived. Another trick is treating raises like they never happened. Instead of adjusting your lifestyle, increase your savings rate instead. If you were living comfortably on your old salary, there's no reason you need to spend more just because you earn more. Automate the extra money into a high-yield savings account, retirement fund, or investment account before you have a chance to touch it. When you never see the money, you never miss it. Mindset plays a huge role in avoiding lifestyle creep. Many people see higher income as a reason to reward themselves by spending more. But real financial success comes from shifting your mindset. Instead of thinking, "I deserve to spend this money," start thinking, "I deserve financial security." The true reward for making more money isn't a fancier lifestyle, it's freedom, peace of mind, and options. Another way to stay in control is to set a lifestyle cap. Decide in advance how much is enough for you. Maybe you're comfortable living on $50,000 a year, even if you start earning $80,000. Instead of inflating your lifestyle with every raise, keep your expenses the same and direct the difference towards savings, investments, or paying off debt. The wealthiest people are those who maintain a simple lifestyle even as their income grows. Social pressure is another reason lifestyle creep happens. When you start making more money, people expect you to spend more. Friends invite you to pricier dinners. Family members assume you can afford to be more generous. Marketers target you with luxury products. The pressure to upgrade is everywhere. But here's the secret: wealthy people don't spend to impress others. They prioritize financial independence over appearances. The sooner you stop trying to keep up with others, the faster your savings will grow. One of the best ways to prevent lifestyle creep is to have clear financial goals. Without a plan, extra money gets spent by default. But when you have a goal, whether it's buying a home, traveling, or retiring early, it becomes easier to say no to unnecessary spending. Every dollar you don't spend today is a step closer to your bigger goal. Earning more money is a huge advantage, but only if you use it wisely. If you fall into the lifestyle creep trap, no amount of income will ever feel like enough. But if you control your spending and direct your extra income towards savings, you'll build real financial security. The goal isn't just to make more money, it's to make sure that money actually works for you. And when you do that, financial freedom becomes inevitable. Chapter 9. How to make saving fun and stick with it for life. Most people think saving money is boring. They picture strict budgets, endless restrictions, and a life of missing out. That's why so many people struggle to save. They see it as a punishment instead of a reward. But here's the truth: saving money can be exciting, motivating, and even fun. The secret is to make saving feel just as rewarding as spending. When you enjoy the process, sticking with it becomes effortless. The biggest reason saving feels hard is that it lacks instant gratification. When you spend money, you get an immediate reward, a new gadget, a delicious meal, or an exciting experience. Saving, on the other hand, feels like nothing happens. The money goes into an account, and you don't see the immediate benefit. That's why you need to create your own rewards for saving. Gamify the process, track your progress, and make hitting your savings goals feel like an achievement. One way to do this is by using a visual savings tracker. Create a chart, a spreadsheet, or even a jar where you add money each time you save. Seeing your progress in real time makes saving more tangible and motivating. Every time you contribute to your savings, you get a small win, just like you do when spending. The more progress you see, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. Another trick is to set milestone rewards. Instead of viewing saving as deprivation, turn it into a game where you earn small rewards along the way. For example, if your goal is to save $5,000, set mini rewards at $1,000, $2,500, and $4,000. These rewards don't have to cost money, they could be a day off, a favorite meal, or a fun experience. The key is to associate saving with positive feelings, not restriction. Using the roundup method is another easy way to make saving feel effortless. Many banking apps allow you to round up every purchase to the nearest dollar and automatically deposit the difference into savings. This turns everyday spending into an opportunity to save. You won't even notice the small amounts leaving your account, but over time, they add up in a big way. It's a simple, painless way to grow your savings without effort. Another way to make saving more enjoyable is by turning it into a friendly competition. If you have a spouse, friend, or family member with similar financial goals, challenge each other to see who can save the most in a month. Having accountability and a little bit of competition makes the process more exciting. You'll be less tempted to waste money when you know someone else is tracking their progress alongside you. Framing your savings in terms of freedom, not numbers, can also make it more motivating. Instead of thinking about saving as just stacking up money, think about what it's really buying you: less stress, more choices, and the ability to say yes to things that matter. Every dollar saved isn't just sitting in an account, it's buying you peace of mind and a better future. Another great strategy is to name your savings accounts. Instead of having a generic savings account, label it with a specific goal like Hawaii Vacation or Dream Home Fund. Seeing your money grow in a named account makes the purpose feel more real and exciting. It turns saving into something tangible, not just numbers on a screen. Finally, don't make saving feel like punishment. If your budget is so restrictive that you feel miserable, you won't stick with it. It's okay to enjoy your money while still prioritizing savings. The key is balance. Spend intentionally on things that truly bring you happiness, and cut out the expenses that don't. Saving money doesn't have to be dull. When you gamify the process, create rewards, and shift your mindset, saving becomes something you actually look forward to. The more fun you make it, the easier it is to stay consistent. And once saving becomes a habit, you'll never feel like you're missing out, you'll feel like you're winning. Chapter 10. Saving for what matters: your personal money plan. Saving money without a purpose feels pointless. That's why most people struggle with it. They save for a while, then dip into their savings, because they don't have a clear reason not to. Without a goal, saving feels like delaying happiness instead of creating security. But when you define what truly matters to you, saving becomes something you want to do, not something you force yourself to do. The first step is figuring out your why. What's the real reason you want to save? It's not just about having money in the bank, it's about what that money allows you to do. Maybe you want to quit a stressful job, travel without guilt, buy a home, or retire early. Maybe you just want peace of mind, knowing you're financially secure. Whatever it is, make it personal. A vague goal like save more money isn't motivating, but save $10,000 so I can take my dream vacation next year is something you can get excited about. Once you have a goal, break it down. Big numbers can feel overwhelming, but small steps are achievable. If your goal is to save $10,000 in a year, that's about $833 a month or $28 a day. Suddenly it feels more doable. The key is to turn your savings goal into a daily or weekly habit. Just like working out or eating healthy, the results come from consistency. Creating separate savings accounts for different goals can also make saving easier. Instead of keeping all your money in one place, open multiple accounts and name them after your goals: emergency fund, travel fund, home down payment. When you see money accumulating in a specific account, it reinforces your motivation. It's no longer just money sitting in savings, it's money with a purpose. Automating your savings is another game changer. The less effort it takes, the more likely you are to succeed. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account on payday. When savings happen before you even see the money, you don't feel like you're giving anything up. It just becomes part of your routine. If you're saving for multiple things, prioritize them. Not all savings goals are equally urgent. An emergency fund should come before a vacation fund. Paying off high-interest debt might need to happen before you start investing. Rank your goals so you know where to focus your money first. Having a plan prevents you from feeling lost or overwhelmed. The biggest mistake people make is waiting until they have more money to start saving. The truth is, there's never a perfect time. If you're always waiting until you earn more, you'll never build the habit. Even if you can only save a small amount right now, start anyway. The habit is more important than the amount. Once saving becomes second nature, increasing the amount will be easy. It's also important to regularly review your savings plan. Life changes, and so do your priorities. Maybe a goal you set 6 months ago isn't as important now. That's okay. Adjust as needed. Saving money isn't about rigid rules. It's about making sure your money aligns with your values and goals. Having a clear savings plan makes all the difference. It turns saving from something you should do into something you want to do. It keeps you focused, motivated, and in control of your financial future. The goal isn't just to save for the sake of saving, it's to use money as a tool to create the life you actually want. And when you save with purpose, every dollar becomes a step towards something meaningful. Chapter 11. What financial freedom really looks like. Most people think financial freedom means being rich. They imagine luxury cars, designer clothes, and expensive vacations. But real financial freedom isn't about how much money you make, it's about how much control you have over your life. It's the ability to make decisions based on what you want, not what you can afford. It's the power to walk away from a bad job, take a break when you need it, or retire when you're ready. Financial freedom doesn't mean never working again. It means working on your own terms. It means choosing a job because you enjoy it, not because you need the paycheck. It means having the flexibility to take time off without worrying about bills. It means never feeling trapped by money. The less financial stress you have, the more options you have. That's what freedom is all about, options. The first step to financial freedom isn't making more money. It's spending less than you earn and saving the difference. Many people believe they need a 6-figure salary to be financially secure, but the truth is, plenty of high earners still live paycheck to paycheck. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. The lower your expenses, the easier it is to reach financial independence. One of the biggest signs of financial freedom is not relying on every paycheck. If missing one paycheck would send you into a panic, you're financially vulnerable. The goal is to build a cushion, an emergency fund that allows you to handle unexpected expenses without stress. Even a few months' worth of savings can make a huge difference in how much control you have over your life. Another sign of financial freedom is having enough savings to make decisions without fear. Maybe you want to switch careers, start a business, or take a sabbatical. Without financial security, those options feel impossible. But when you have savings, you have choices. You're not stuck. You have the power to decide what's best for you, not just what pays the bills. The key to achieving this isn't complicated. It comes down to consistently saving and investing. Small amounts, saved over time, grow into something significant. The earlier you start, the more powerful this becomes. Investing, in particular, is what turns savings into long-term wealth. It's not about taking risks or chasing big returns. It's about putting your money to work so it grows over time. A major part of financial freedom is avoiding unnecessary debt. Some debt, like a mortgage or student loans, can be a strategic investment, but high-interest consumer debt, like credit cards, keeps people trapped. The faster you eliminate these kinds of debts, the faster you gain control over your money. Every dollar you're not paying in interest is a dollar that works for you instead of against you. One of the most overlooked aspects of financial freedom is the ability to say no. When you're financially secure, you don't have to do things out of desperation. You don't have to take on extra work you hate. You don't have to stay in bad relationships because of financial dependence. You don't have to stress over small, unexpected expenses. You can make decisions based on what's best for you, not just what's necessary. The most successful people understand that financial freedom isn't about impressing others. It's about creating a life that makes you happy. Some people want to retire early. Others want to work forever but on their own terms. Some want to travel the world. Others just want a quiet, stress-free life. The best part? You get to define what financial freedom looks like for you. Financial freedom isn't a dream reserved for the wealthy. It's a goal that anyone can achieve with discipline and smart money habits. It starts with saving, spending intentionally, and making choices that align with your long-term happiness. The sooner you start, the sooner you gain control. And once you experience real financial freedom, you'll never want to live any other way. Take care and be well.